Getting out of Shabbos, Chaverim v'Yedidim. I thank the Eibishter for the opportunity of learning together. Chaverim v'Yedidim b'shus t'choshev v'Rav Shlita, the Rav Shrav Koyach. The Rav was ma'achad the last night, bringing achtas, bringing hakollel Shabbos. The Rav Shrav Freilich lichte gezisa Shabbos. B'shus Rabbi Blumenfeld, I got it right. And Rabbi Engel, my good friend, Yidl. Rabbi Garfinkel, Rabbi Steinfeld, and Achron, Rabbi Portnoy Shlita, and all the Chaverim v'Yedidim. Maybe someone will listen, someone that's not here. Bericha Kamokim v'Kirav Lev. Anyone that's not here, maybe I should watch over Am Yisrael v'Chol Mokim Shehem Yidin Shav Menuchas HaNefesh Mishpochas should be ba'achtas. The parsha, this week's parsha, Ve'elam Mishpotim Asher Tosam Lefneim. So Rashi right away bavons Loma Nismacha Parsha Zula Sinai. That means there's some question Chazal asked. That means if Chazal, we know Maimer Ar Sinai, everything, the basis of the Am Yisrael, the basis when Klal Yisrael saw the Eibishter, was Maimer Ar Sinai. And that Chazal asked, Loma Nismacha Parsha Mishpotim, the Parsha, that means there's something unique, some message in this Parsha, a very important message. The Chazon Ish was once walking down the street, the Chazon Ish was walking, and they saw an Aveda on the floor. They saw an Aveda. It was money without a simon. And the Yid picks it up. And the Yid asked the Chazon Ish, maybe we have to be choishish. That maybe Chazal say if you find an Aveda, you find money. Chazal say that Adam Osi L'mashish B'kisa B'chol Shah. So we condemn on the person was miyayish. So we asked the Chazon Ish, maybe we should have to worry. Maybe punked the person, I picked it up, mamash a second after it fell out of his pocket. Maybe it wasn't miyayish. The Chazon Ish said no. Azoi state in the Torah zogt that you find mois without a simon, you could keep the money. There was a Yid, one of the Yidden that were there. The Yid mentioned the Baal Shem Tov. That the Baal Shem Tov says in the pasuk Eila Mishpotim Asher Tosam Lefneim. Of them state in Chazal Elaine Seidel Gulgulaya. Where's the place in Chazal? That means in Gemara it doesn't mention anything about Gulgulim. In Rishonim, the Ramban brings Gulgulim. The Zohar in this week's Parsha, great to see you, Rabbi Beir Kvod Rab. Elaine Seder Gilgulaya. This is Elaine Rosa, the actual Lashon of the Zohar. Elaine, this is in this week's Parsha. This Elaine Sidrin the Gilgulaya. This is the Seder of Gilgul. What the Yid, the Baal Shem Tov said, that was stating them Elaine Seder Gilgulaya. So he told the Baal Shem Tov said that you could have in the last Gilgul Reuven's chayav money to Shimon, and Reuven never paid him back. So the Eibishter's Megalgal, he should drop money before years. The person picks it up, and now Reuven gave back the money to Shimon. The Mezritcha Magid was once walking. He asked the Baal Shem Tov, "What's the Indian from Gilgul?" So Baal Shem Tov told him to go to a certain place. He comes back to the Baal Shem Tov. Baal Shem Tov asked him, "What do you see there?" He said, "I saw somebody came. Looked like a rich person. He came and he laid down under a tree. He went to sleep. This Yid got up and he left. And he left an Aveda. There was an Aveda there. He left some money there. He left an Aveda. The next person comes by, a poor man comes by, and this person looks, he finds an Aveda. He goes away, he takes away the Aveda. The next guy, the third guy comes, and he just sees a tree, a nice tree. He goes, he lays down under the tree. The first guy comes back, he's looking for his Aveda. He wakes the guy up, he says, what's with my Aveda? He says, I didn't see anything. He says, I don't believe you. He beats him up and slaps him, and Mamash beats him up. So he asked the Baal Shem Tov, it doesn't look like Sinish Ken Yoshe. The Baal Shem Tov explained in the last Gilgul, this person was chayav money. This person had a din Torah with the other person. And they had a din Torah, the Dayan didn't paskin right, the Dayan didn't tuzachayin right. So the one who got beaten up, that was the Dayan. And Shimon gave the money back to Reuven. So Elaine said the Gilgalayas, a Yid goes to Bezdin, and a Yid feels that Moshe Mordechai Epstein's Labotka Rashiva, someone once came to him, he was very tzibrochen, he felt that the entire was wrong. So the Rashiva told him, what's mainster? It's a dying guilt, it's the Eibishter's Soda, and the Eibishter said now, this Soda should go from Reuven to Shimon. A different outlook. An outlook, a person's going to the entire, there's dinei things that are happening and are dying that Paskin's Erlich, the Eibishter is with him, and hot siyata d'shmai. So that's one point for Shteit Elaine Seder Gulgulai. But there's another point that's a tremendous chizik. A person is living life, and a person many times has questions, why am I here? Why am I there? Person sometimes looks at other people. Why it gets a little older? This one's there, and a person has questions. Of them state Elaine Seder Gilgulaya, a person's life is part of a much greater picture. The Eibishter puts a person down in this world, and a person's part of a great, great cheshbon. It's interesting, there's a few places in Shulchan Aruch where the Mishabura says a dvar chizuk or a dvar musa. One place is by Yom Kippur Mincha. The Mishabura says, the Sharatzian says, why do we learn the Parsha of Yoina by Mincha? The reason why we learn the Parsha of Yoina, a Yid comes in Yom Kippur, and a Yid says, it's too hard. It's so hard, I'm trying so many times. Sheva Yipol Tzaddik will come, I'm having more Yipol than come. It's so difficult. Of them, Zok the Sharatzian. And obviously there's a certain level a person has to be on. Zok the Sharatzian. You means the person, you think to yourself, listen, I'll just be Miyayish, I'll have a good time, and that's it. Zok the Sharatzian, it's not going to help anything. If you're not going to be Mekayim, whatever you're supposed to be Mekayim in this Gilgul, a person's going to have to come back again. And he's going to have to do it again, because the person has a tachlis. So in one part it sounds like a depressing thought, but Tzadsheni, it's a moedik chizik. It's a chizik in a person's lifetime. The Baal Shem Tov writes, Eile Masei B'nei Yisrael, Zok the Baal Shem Tov, every person in his life has 42 masos. So a person finds himself sometimes, all of a sudden he finds himself in a place, he doesn't know, how did I get here? He doesn't know, how did I get this job? Why did I land up here? Why did I land up there? And this is all part of the Eibishter's Gilgul. The Eibishter is being megalgal a person. So a person can meet somebody somewhere, punkt, he meets that person, and he has a job to be nice to that person. He has a job to be Mekadosh Shem Shemayim. He has a job to have a Shviras Amidus. Hashem sends him a meyuchadik place. He doesn't know why he landed up in that place. All of a sudden he has an Asoyin and Shmiras Anayim, and the Eibishter for some reason, a Tikkun is Shaykh to Mokum. Mokum is also as a Mekayim Adover, and the Eibishter is punkt sending this person punkt to this place, because the person has to be Mekayim something. So Elaine Seder Gilgulaya, a Yid just got the Torah. A Yid just had Maimed Ar Sinai. And a Yid thinks to himself sometimes, Rabbi Egert, great to see you. A Yid thinks to himself sometimes, it's so difficult. And a person has questions, Rebbeinu Shem, I'd love to be Mekayim the Torah. Everyone says the same thing. I know Torah is Torah's emes, and I'd love to be an Erlich Yid. I'd love to be an Oved Hashem. Rebbeinu Shem, my life circumstances, if I only would have that job, and I only would be here, I only would be there, if I would have the money, if I would be the Oishel like Yenim, I would be a much bigger Balstocker than Yenim. If I'd have the opportunity of having a yeshiva, if I'd have the opportunity of having a shul, if I would do this, I would change the world. But my matzav in life right now is very difficult. In them state in Pasuk, Elaine Seder Gilgulaya. You are part, when our neshamas was standing by Maimed Ar Sinai, the Eibishter gave each one of us a tafkid and a tachlis. And if a person's not going to be Mekayim in this Gilgul, he's going to come down in another Gilgul. Because this is his specific, my specific, Yankel Beryl specific avoid. Zok Pel Yoyitz, in them get a mensch chizik, and of course, not that people are suffering. The Rav said many times, the Rav taught me, it went into my head that Bismanim of Ikvis of the Mashiach, Mitzad Tzibur, things seem great. But there's a lot of Tzoros HaYochid. Zok Pel Yoyitz, when a person knows the Parsha of Gilgulim, it answers a lot of questions. The Parsha of Gilgulim, the Eibishter has cheshbonis from hundreds of years ago, from 500 years ago, 1,000 years ago. It says, the Shach said, the Gzeris Tach V'Tat, that came for the Yidden Bizman Haman, who lived in Shushan, that didn't have that tikkun. The Eibishter has many cheshbonis. Just to end, a Yid comes Friday night, Mizmor Shil Yom HaShabbos, Toiv L'Hoidis L'Hashem, and a Yid says, Rebbeinu Shalom, L'Hagid B'Avoike Chazdech V'Manoscha B'Leilis, and a Yid says, I don't understand, the Arkei Hashem Yisbarach, Ma'oid Omku Machshavoi Secha, Rebbeinu Shalom, your mahalach of life is so different, so deep. Ishbar L'Yedach Sila Yovna says, B'Froyach L'Shoim, why is that guy having a great time, that guy's having a great time, and I'm stuck home this Shabbos, I'm the only one at home. A person has a Moedik Akashas, why me? Sagt a Yid, ish ba'la yedach sila yoven azois, the Eibishter has darkei Hashem Yisbarach. Tzuri v'lo yavlosa boy. Sagt Rav Shalom Shlosh is a kri and a ksiv. Tzuri v'lo yavlosa boy, the kri, we have a groisa bal koyer Rabbi Engel here, v'lo ilosa boy, without a vav. Ilosa means, sagt the Eibishter, v'lo avlosa, avla means an avla, something bad. Rabbi Birnbaum, Hashem should give Rabbi Birnbaum koyach, and as avoidus hakollel, you get achiyas hayidin. Tzuri v'loy avlosa boy. Zok the Shalom v'loy ilosa boy. Zok the Eibishter, you see an avla? Zok the Eibishter lo yilasa boy. The Eibishter says it's not totally in me, it's totally in you. Your life is all for you to have a tikkun. The Eibishter should help each one of us. Every one of us has a tafkid and a tachlis. Our whole life, the Eibishter is putting us. What's our tafkid this Shabbos? What's our tachlis this Shabbos? The Eibishter should bench everyone. We should realize we have a purpose. We're part of a much greater picture than our day-to-day life. We should be zeicha to a Shabbos from Aliyah, a Shabbos from Simcha, a Shabbos of coming closer to the Eibishter. We should be zeicha to V'tar Libeinu L'Avdecha Be'emes.